It's probably gonna leave a scar. I guess that's better than dying, though. I'm sorry, Stace. I'm sure I worried you with that fight, but those two have been causing all sorts of problems. This isn't your fault, Chris. This one's on me. I should have never let Scott and Alvin work alongside us. There's plenty of other members from the sanctuary that could have helped. 2 men are dead, Mason. I'm not saying they didn't deserve it, but this complicates things. The other peacekeepers want both your heads for this. I let my emotions get the best of me. Everyone saw it. Scott started it, and Mason, he finished it. Trevor and Brian should be here soon. We will talk to them about what happened. What if Trevor isn't happy to see 2 of his own dead? What if he agrees with the peacekeepers? He won't. We know you're in there. Come out with your hands up. What do you want, Jade? We want Chris and Mason. They murdered Scott and Alvin. They don't get to live. Not for the way they died. Nobody is going to kill anybody. Brian and Trevor will be here soon. Until then, everyone is to stay away from the medical bay. Move aside, bitch. I'm only going to ask nicely once. I won't let you kill him. This isn't how we do things. I'll put you down too, bitch. Step aside. If you kill me, Trevor won't be happy with you. Jade, I understand that you don't like us for what we did, but we need to handle this the right way. Listen to them. You don't want to make a decision you'll regret. Fuck all of you! Look, I'll make you a deal. We only want Mason. You two don't need to die for his actions. This is your last chance. Everyone is going to put their weapons down and walk away. Now. If any of you hurt any one of them, the rest of us will do what we have to. This place will turn into a bloodbath, and that's not what we need right now. Understood? He murdered our friends. I know, but 2 wrongs never make a right. Everything will be dealt with once Brian arrives. We aren't done, Stacy. Let's go. My God. Someone needs to explain what happened. Scott and Alvin were harassing Stacy. I told them to get back to work. Scott swung at me and then we started fighting. Mason got involved and, long story short, he killed them. In Mason's defense, Scott and Alvin intended on killing Chris. Not saying it's right, but things could have been a lot different if Mason didn't get involved. I saved Chris's life. I don't regret that. There was no other way. But this is still murder. Mason, we could have worked this out. Nobody had to die. Brian, he did what he had to. Trust me, if there was another way, Mason wouldn't have killed him. But I nearly lost my life to them. I owe Mason my life. I'm grateful that Mason intervened. Scott and Alvin were beating Chris to death. However, just because we agree with Mason doesn't mean the rest of the peacekeepers do. I know this has complicated things, Trevor, and I'm terribly sorry. We need to find a compromise that pleases your people while justifying my actions. Perhaps you could only work at Hamilton from now on. No, that won't work. We have to go back to the old rules. Before the world ended, there would be a trial for this sort of thing. That's what we should do. That's smart. Perhaps we should have a trial on if Mason is guilty of the crimes. Is that what you're imposing, Trevor? What? No. Mason isn't guilty of anything. The trial should be if Mason was justified in killing the two peacekeepers. Look, we need to do whatever it takes to make it work between our groups. Maybe a trial is the right move. We are only trying to rebuild civilization. I think this is the next step. Don't worry, it's only going to be a formality. I will pardon it. Everyone knew Scott and Alvin were troublemakers. Regardless of what happens, I'll do right by you, Mason. Alright. So that's what we do. We should have a trial at the sanctuary. It's your people. I think it would be fair to do it there. I was thinking the same thing. There's one other thing though, and I don't want anyone to take it the wrong way. But I think we should lock you up until the trial starts. It might be safe for everyone. I think if you did that, it might bring more ease to some of my people. Wait, no. Mason, we can do a trial without you being arrested. This doesn't sit right with me. Chris, talk some sense into Trevor. Guys, stop. This is my decision. I want things to work out. We need this trade post for the future between our communities. If that means I need to be in a cell for a few days, so be it. Chris, you have your handcuffs, right? Yes. Trevor will handle this, Jade. He will see what Mason's done. I've always trusted Trevor, but I don't know. None of this sits well with me. I'm with you, Jade. We need to take things into our own hands. Thank you, Owen. Oh, look. There they are. Holy shit. This is Mason we're talking about. Are you sure? Mason agreed. This is how we're doing it. What the hell is going on, Dad? Why are you handcuffed? You did nothing wrong. It's just a formality, John. Everything will be okay. I want this. Why? You don't deserve to be arrested. Since when do we do that? We want to set an example of what our communities are working towards. There has to be another way. What the fuck is wrong with you, Trevor? After everything my dad's done? He's your friend. Hey, John, this isn't his fault. They're going to hold a trial. It's gonna work out. We just thought it would be best if I was supervised. Trust me, everything is fine. Chris, we figured someone needed to stay and watch over the church. So if it's okay with you, we'd like to volunteer. It's the least we could do for you guys. But is Mason going to be okay? Thank you. Yes, we just want things to be formal. Trevor knows Mason had to do it, but someone should stay and watch the trade post. We all talked about it. We'll watch it. Hell, maybe we can get the place finished up. There's only one wall that needs to be closed up. Thanks, Daniel. I really appreciate it. I'll be back in a few days. If you need anything, radio us. You got it, boss. Don't worry. Mason knows what he's doing. I believe in him. No fucking way. A new roommate? What the fuck did you do, Mace? You sure there's no other cells? Unfortunately not. I'll keep a guard outside at all times. We will check on you every 30 minutes. I know it's not the best option, but I wouldn't put you two together if I thought you'd kill each other. This isn't right. Mason doesn't belong in there with them. It'll be okay, Chris. It's only a formality. Formality my ass? You had to have done something to be put in here. So tell me, Mace, what the fuck did you do? The same cell as Tobias? What the fuck is Trevor thinking? I know, this is all ridiculous. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. I don't trust anyone here. Promise me you'll stay out of trouble, though. You had me worried during that fight. I love you, Stacy. It's gonna take a lot more than some thugs to take me away from you. I'll see you in a bit. It's crazy to see the high school like this. Why don't you check out what else it has in store? I will. It's weird being back here, though. A lot of memories were made here, both good and bad. Hey, Shelby. Locking my dad up was a bad idea. I don't agree with it, especially since he's in the same room as Tobias, but your father agreed to it. He's right, though, about setting an example. We can set examples in different ways. like showing that there will be punishments for Scott and Alvin's actions. They started it. Yes, and your dad finished it. They paid the price. Your dad still needs to answer for his actions. We're trying to move forward from just killing each other. I know, but he did what he had to. He was in the right. I saw how Scott and Alvin were acting. I'll be out of here soon. This is all just a formality. There's nothing else to explain, Tobias. Don't worry. You won't be locked up in here with me for much longer. You see, Mason, you don't seem to understand the situation. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. I thought you were done being an asshole. Do I have to keep reminding you about the time you begged to be killed? I don't need reminding. I may have a new perspective on life, but that doesn't mean I don't have to change my personality. Yeah, well, I'm glad you regret your actions, though. It proves I was right. We'll see about that, Mace. Thank you all for coming to this meeting. I wish we were here under different circumstances, but nevertheless. As most of you have heard, Scott and Alvin were murdered during a fight that broke out at the trade post. Mason has been detained and will stand on trial for his actions. While Mason did kill them, they did instigate the fight. We are investigating it further before we condemn Mason for his decision. Right, Wes? We are trying to get back a piece of civilization, and these murders have set us back. Some of you may have remembered a time when we were led by Tobias. We were strong, but misguided. We need to remain strong, but have a focused goal. Murder is something we do not tolerate. We can't let one man be judge, jury, and executioner, regardless of who it is. Not one individual is to make a decision like that so lightly. Therefore, we will hold the trial and get to the truth. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night. Hey, honey. You should have come with me to the meeting. I didn't want to hear his name. I know, but I explained that his actions would have consequences. I know, but he's still a monster. I can't believe some people look up to him. You're positive he's the one? Yes, he's the one. Alright. I'll make sure he pays for it. I love you. I'd do anything for you. I love you too. Thank you. It's only a matter of time before Mason dies. This really is hell. Yeah, they don't even give me books to read. Do you even like to read? I mean, yeah, I don't mind it. Especially when you have nothing else to do. Why? I don't know. I just never thought a murdering psychopath like yourself would like to read. Murderers can like to read, asshole. Sorry, I guess I judged a book by its cover. Yeah, you did. I have a question. Shoot your shot, Tobias. What's it like to have a son? A son? Well, it's very unique. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my son. He's a good kid, and everything that I've had to do was to keep him alive. I'd die for him. I've always wanted a son. I just know I wouldn't ever be a good father. And I'm not saying that because of what I've done to be in this cell. I mean, in the old world, when my spouse was still breathing, she wanted a child. But I was too scared. I would say now's not the right time, or once we're more financially stable. The truth is, Tobias, is that there's never a right time to have a kid. It just happens and you learn as you go. I was terrified when John was born. I didn't know what to do. I suppose you're right. Sometimes I wonder what could have happened if I had a kid during the start of this. Maybe I wouldn't have become the ruler I was. Maybe I would have been a better man. Or maybe I'd just get him killed. I mean, how could someone like me protect anyone? I kill people, not save them. I'm sorry, Tobias. I really am. It's not your fault. This is who I am. No, I just never thought about you like that. The possibilities that could have changed your future. Well, here we are. 2 men in a cell. Hello?
I know both of you.
You do?
Yeah. One of you saved me. The other one took away the only family I had left.
Wait, you do look familiar. I can't quite pin it, but I do know you too.
Look, I'm sorry if I killed anybody you loved. I've done a lot of that.
I've heard all about what you've done, Tobias, but you saved me not long ago. I was being raped by a man, and you killed him. Then you killed the rest of his group. I watched as you bashed in the leader's skull.
You were with an older guy, too. I told you about this place. I'm sorry, but I don't think I know you, miss. This must be a misunderstanding.
I wouldn't remember me either. My name's Julie. You attacked my camp. You took our supplies and murdered my brother.
What? No, I don't.
You did, Mason. You had a beard. I almost didn't recognize you. We found you out in the woods, passed out. We took you in and gave you shelter. When you woke up, you slaughtered our camp. I told my brother that we should be careful, but he wanted to help. I saw my friends get killed by you. People you didn't even know. My brother begged before his death. I watched as he did so, and what did you tell him?
I'm sorry, miss. I really am, but...
No, you need to hear this. My brother begged for mercy, and you told him that it was nothing personal.
I'm not that person anymore. We've all had to do some terrible things to survive, and I truly am sorry for...
I'm not here for an apology. I'm here to tell you his name. My brother's name was Shane. You took away the only family I had left. Now I intend to make you pay for your actions.
I know there's nothing I can do to repay you, but we can...
I want to see your head on a pike. You've got a lot to think about, Mason. I want you to remember my brother's name. I hope you remember his face, because you'll burn for this.
Holy fuck, Mason. What the fuck just happened? Mason. Hey, talk to me, man. Mason.